here, and today I'm going to start off this video with saying, wow, did my channel explode. We have a lot of new members. Thank you for all your support to everyone that decided to sub, or even just leave a comment in some of my videos, or even just look at some of my videos. Thank you for that little wave of support. It's really nice, especially for the ones that stayed. I hope you enjoyed the ongoing content. But with that being said, this is a video that I actually tried to get out before you guys all joined, because originally my channel was really small, really tight, and it had a lot of people that I talked to a lot on it, and so they know a little bit more about me personally than some of the new members that are joining. And something that a lot of you may not know is that Yu-Gi-Oh is not everything in my life. I do have other things. I do enjoy Gundam, I enjoy Transformers, I love Harry Potter and Star Wars. I am a mega nerd. But something that's very personal to me that I've actually kind of been hidden in the closet for many years is that I'm also really into witchcraft. And I'm not on the religious, spiritual side of things. So I don't want this to think that I'm shoving religion onto you or anything like that, like, ooh, spooky. But something that I've always kind of looked into was witchcraft, and I've been exploring it more, trying to learn a little bit more about myself as I grow up and become a full mature adult. I want to get in touch with things that I've kind of hidden away for years. And I thought this would be a fun little video to do with you guys, just to do the comedy of Yu-Gi-Oh along with something that I actually enjoy, so I can show you and invite you into my life a little bit more about, like, here's a little bit more about me that you may not have known. And we're gonna explore Bewitching, one of my decks. And if you remember from, like, Season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh, they go back in Egypt. I think it's Season 1. I've never, like, really watched Yu-Gi-Oh. I've only kind of, like, watched the first one, and then that was it. But I'm not really into the show, but that's another thing. Anyways, they go back into Egypt, and they have all these spirits that they trap into stones, and they, you know, shove their souls into there, right? And that's very magic. They even use magic, you know, to do all that stuff. So I thought it'd be really fun to bring magic back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be blessing one of my decks. Now, for anyone out there who is a practitioner, who does practice witchcraft, of any sorts, they can go on the darker side of things where they actually curse their opponents or curse their opponents' decks. I'm not going to be doing that because I'm not that kind of witch, and I don't really, for me on a personal level, don't want to interact with any of that kind of stuff. So we're not going to be doing that. I will not be teaching you how to do that. You can discover that all for your own just by doing a few little things for research and coming up with your own spells and rituals for that. But all I'm going to be doing today is doing some very simple kind of white gray witch stuff. And yeah, we're going to see how it works out. We're going to let the spell set for a while, and then in whatever next video I'll do, I'll tell you how the deck's been working for me. And so today we're going to obviously start this video out with a warning. Do not try this if you do not feel comfortable with it. It is not something I'm trying to press on anyone. This is not something you just jump into. You really need to find your own path and things. Don't try this at home or anywhere without being safe, of course, and don't do it if you don't feel comfortable with it. Another thing is that you can't just do this to a deck that is absolute garbage and expect it to make your deck suddenly top tier meta. That's not how it's gonna work. You gotta have a deck that's at least already connected to you, already working with you, and this is just trying to get that energy to make it better, to make it stronger, to make it more cohesive to how you want it to play. This is just all about taking the energy between you and your deck and a little heart of the cards magic action, and we're going to try to make my deck a little more consistent and work a little bit better for me. So, like I said, you already have a deck that you already resonate with, something that you already say, hey, this is pretty consistent, this is pretty good, like, hey, this is pretty good. And that's the deck you're going to choose, that's the deck you're going to start with. So, of course, for those for those who know me, you already know what it is. We're going to be using dolces. I know you were thinking like dark magicians, witchcrafters, right? No, we're going to be using dolces because I really like dolces and nobody can make me not like dolces. So I'm going to meet you at my little work area in a bit. Alrighty, so this is my workstation. Sorry it's a little bit extra bright. It's super dark outside and I only have like one little lamp that I'm trying to shine on it, so you can't really see too much. But here is my wand that I'm in the process of making. It's most certainly not done yet, but you know, I figured I would show that off since it's in the thumbnail. But primarily we're going to be focusing on my deck box, my deck, and this water right here. I tried really hard to think of a way that wouldn't destroy my cards but also wouldn't be considered cheating. I thought about, you know, slipping a little piece of paper in there for good luck, but that's cheating because, you know, even though we're all human, supposedly you could feel the weight change, which that's not true. Damaging my cards would be writing anything on the back, you know, and I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. You don't want to like hurt your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, obviously. So I figured what I would do is these sleeves are, you know, pretty great. And what I figured I would do is just go through and show you what practicing a little bit of magic on your deck might look like. I'm not going to go through every single card, but we're going to take this little thing of water. What this actually is moon water, and if you don't know what moon water is, it's on the full moon. On the night of a full moon, you might go outside and collect water from a stream, or maybe it's in a little bucket that you already have out there, and what it supposedly does is that it gains energy from the moon and reflects it into the water, and the water kind of holds on to that energy, and this whole thing is about bringing energy into your deck so that it's more consistent and plays better, right? So I figured moon water would be a good catalyst for that, but if you have other practices, you can do those as well. This is just the pure basics, just for fun. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through this deck and we're going to find a couple key cards. For example, Tingcessor, and let's see here, Magellan, and Angeli are all wonderful cards. Of course, normally you'd want to grab every single copy of those cards that you have, but I'm just going to do it on the ones that we have, just to show you. These are really great cards that you would absolutely love to see in all your opening hands. We do play them at 3, obviously, for those reasons, but sometimes you can still open without them. It's not as likely, but it does happen every once in a while. And so what we're actually going to do is we are going to take the moon water, and we're just going to take this little cotton swab, because I figured a lot of you guys are males and you might not have makeup brushes or, you know, paint brushes or anything like that, so I figured cotton swab would be probably the best pick for gender neutral things. And we're going to actually write the rune of good luck on all these cards so that hopefully it gives them the energy to bounce back into our hands and can continue our plays. And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually flip them over. Get a little water. And we're going to do the rune of good luck, which is just one stripe down, and then one stripe up, and then you kind of write an F at the end. And you probably can't really see it, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put like a little picture up, kind of like what it should look like off to the side, so that you can see it. But with the water, it doesn't damage your cards, it doesn't damage your sleeve. What you do is you just lay it down so that your sleeve can have the water evaporate in the position that it is in. Therefore, the mark is still left within the sleeve, and it supposedly will give you good luck. Not ruin your cards, not cheating. Ta-da! Good luck. And so we're just going to go ahead and do that with all of these really fast. And like I said, normally you'd want to do it to every single copy, but since this is just a quick demonstration, I'm only going to go do those 3 on camera. Now for things like our extra deck cards, we have Chocolate a la Mode and Queen Tiramisu are probably the cards that I personally go into the most. A lot of people do go into Glass Display quite a bit too. We're just going to use Queen Tiramisu and Chocolate a la Mode as our little demonstration cards. Now, these are some powerful gals, and we don't want them to leave the field when we get them out, and so instead of giving them the thing for good luck, we're actually going to give them the rune of protection to hopefully help them stay on board and, you know, let them do what they do. And so for the rune of protection, it's just 1 line down, and then you kind of zigzag one way and zigzag the other. And once again, I'll put up a little symbol so that you can see that. So 1 line down, a little triangle one way, a little triangle the other. That's the rune of protection. So with our deck box here, I am going to show you something that we can do for our deck box. Normally whenever it comes to our deck boxes, the one thing that we don't want to happen is we do not want them to be taken, and so we can do the protection rune on it, but since I've already shown that to you, I'm actually going to do the rune of safe travels so that, you know, my cards don't get damaged within it. And I'm just going to do it on the top here. And so the rune of safe travels is actually a diagonal line. Ooh, that shows up so much better than it does on the cards. And then down, and then P. And that is the rune of safe travels. So yeah, it's really that simple. I mean, that is the magic of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yay! But yeah, like I said, you can do other things if you really want to. This is just a simple beginner's guide for anyone that's possibly thinking about it or just want to see some silliness. This is me putting some energy into my deck. We'll see if this actually does anything, you know, maybe in a later video if I remember to do it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye!